Hello, goddesses. Welcome back to the Champagne Empress podcast, where you get to step into your power and embody the life you desire. I'm your host, Georgette Casimir, a life and embodiment coach, where I get to guide you into the journey of embodying your ultimate self expression with grace, love, freedom. So, today we're going to talk about setting boundaries. Yes, goddess, I want you to stand your ground. And setting boundaries is a way to do that. So, then you might be asking, why in the world do I need to set boundaries? First, let me tell you, boundaries, there are the physical, emotional, and mental limits we establish for ourselves to protect us from different kind of energies in this world. We protect that so we can avoid burnout and being manipulated by others and violated by others by what they want and feel they should impose upon us, right? So we set boundaries so we could live a life that we stand our ground and saying yes and saying no when we need to without the guilt of feeling like we are not abiding by someone else's will. Okay, so setting healthy boundaries has so many benefits because not only it improves self-respect because you know yourself enough to set those boundaries to say, I do not allow this in my life. And then you set those boundaries so it could guide you into keeping that self-respect, keeping that self-love, and also giving you that self-care that you need. Because when you do that, it makes you happier. You are setting boundaries to keep yourself sane, keep yourself grounded and not bitter, because when we do things and we don't set boundaries, we could be resentful at the end of the day. So yes, setting healthy boundaries has so many benefits and helps improve relationships. Can you imagine when you set boundaries how it could improve relationship with others, regardless if it's a spouse, a child, friend, mother, sister, whatever kind of relationship it is? Setting boundaries really helps improve your relationship. It promotes autonomy because you get to fully express yourself and stand your ground by who you are when you set the boundaries that resonates with you, that allow you to be your fullest version, your fullest expression on this earth. So, we're going to dive really quick into how to do that, okay? But before I go into it, I want to talk a little bit about healthy versus non-healthy boundaries. Okay, so we set healthy boundaries because we want to promote self-care, we want to be better, and all these things that it brings us, right? However, we don't set boundaries out of fear. We don't set boundaries because we're afraid of something or someone or getting hurt. Because I have seen a lot of women put a wall up because they are afraid to open up their heart because they might be hurt. We do not set boundaries because we want to put a wall up, because we don't want people to get in, because we want to hide from the world. We do not set boundaries for that. We become emotionally intelligent so we could confront the emotions that we go through. So we could understand these emotions have nothing to do with who we are. They're just emotions. So we definitely need to evolve in terms of the aspect of us that feel like putting a wall up is the way to keep ourselves safe. That is not what we are here on this earth to do, because we are here to fully express ourselves. How can you express yourself to the fullest of your ability if you have a wall up? However, it is understanding that whatever happened, I am hurt, I am happy, I am going to be okay. So it's mastering controlling the emotion. So yes, really diving deep into emotional intelligence. And we're going to talk about this topic in a different podcast. But we do not set boundaries because we want to protect ourselves from hurt, from emotions. Okay? Let's dive into how to set boundaries. The first thing when it comes to setting boundaries is to be clear and honest. Okay. And what I mean by honest, because sometimes we set boundaries, again, I mentioned out of fear. Let's say you're single. Okay. And then you're like, all right, I'm going to have this rule that no man is allowed to keep me out on the street past 9 p.m. No way, because I don't want to go further. I don't want to get hurt. That is not the way to set boundaries, because when you say that, is pretty much saying, oh, I'm afraid of what might happen. Okay, so let's be clear. Let's be honest. Why are we setting boundaries? Because we don't want others to manipulate our time. We want to stay sane. We want to be free. That's what it is that we want to set boundaries for. Yes, I have certain boundaries that I don't text people after a certain time of night. It's just the way I like, because I want my peace at a certain time. I don't want to keep texting people back and forth. However, I am lenient on that aspect of my life sometimes, because there are some emergencies. There are some quick texts I need to send before I go to bed. So when you are setting those boundaries, please go back and be honest with yourself and ask, is this who I am? Am I setting these boundaries because I feel like that's what society wants me to do? Or is it because in my gut, in my soul, it is what I want to do? Why are you setting the boundaries? Be honest, be clear of why you are doing it. You are not doing it because of other people. You are not doing it because you're afraid. You are not doing it because, for whatever reason, that does not align with you. Okay? So be clear, be honest, and stand firm on those. Number 2, you have to communicate your boundaries. Communicate your needs. What it is that you need, okay? You have set the boundaries. Now you have to communicate them with other people. Because if you don't communicate them, they will not know. So for example, if somebody texts me at 11 p.m., I just don't respond. I don't have to make a fuss about, oh my gosh, you're not respecting my boundary. I have my self-respect in place to not respond. And that's okay. So communicate what you need. When it comes to setting boundaries, it's for every relationship. For example, me and my son, right? I set boundaries for myself. He set boundaries for himself. For example, yesterday, I went into his room and I said, hey, are you done with homework? It's 4:00 and we know you have a time frame. I give you a time frame to finish your homework, and he wasn't. So I took his iPad away, and then when I was leaving, he said, can you please close the door? And I could have stood there and said, excuse me, close the door. What? No, I am respecting his boundary. And I said, absolutely, I'm going to close the door. However, we don't close the door all the way. So yeah. And that was it. I respected his boundary. And for me, in the morning when I need to meditate, especially the weekend when he doesn't have to go to school, when I wake up and I need to journal, I need to meditate, he knows to give me my space. He knows this is mommy time to do what she needs to do. I'm not going to interrupt. And I communicate that with him. I let him know this is what I'm doing. This is what I need. So I need him to do something else, whether it is reading a book, whatever he wants to do. So communicating boundaries is a two-way street, because sometimes people are going to tell you what they need, and you are going to have to respect that, because honey, it is not about you. So it is the same way when you set your boundaries and you are communicating with somebody else, and they might not get it. They might not get why, but guess what? It is not about them either, because you set your boundaries because of you, because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel confident. It makes you show up in a way that is powerful, that is in your soul, that resonate with who you are. So yes, communicate your needs. So the third thing I like to do is stop giving explanations, okay? When it comes to setting boundaries, stop giving explanations of why, okay? For example, again, I could have asked my son, why are you closing the door? No, I didn't even ask that because I know. However, if somebody said, why can I text you at 11 p.m.? It's just no. Remember, goddesses, no is a complete sentence. Say it with me. No is a complete sentence. The same way yes is a complete sentence when someone say, hey, do you want to go out with me? Yes. Ooh, they don't need an explanation of why you said yes. So why are we giving an explanation when we say no? Because we tend to say, no, I have to do all these things. I'm busy, or I have to go to a play. No. Simply no. Because we don't go into detail. Yes, oh my gosh, yes, I've been craving. No. So understand that no is a complete sentence. And go with it. No need to explain why you set your boundaries. No need to go into details of explaining why it is you do the things you do. Okay? If you're going out on a date and no kissing on the first date is your boundary, again, not because you're afraid, not because you want to get hurt, but it is a physical boundary you set for yourself. So yes, somebody's approaching you to kiss you. You're not going to say, oh my God. No, we're going to say no. And that's it. So then, no over explaining why we're doing the things we're doing for setting boundaries. And the last thing is follow through. Gosh, yes. A lot of time we set so many boundaries and we don't follow through. Now, I'm not saying we need to be robots. Like I said earlier, sometimes we need to know how rigid our boundaries are, how loose, whatever. How can we modify? But follow through. Because one thing I know for sure, if I cannot follow through my boundaries, I am not showing myself any respect at all. It is not about the other people. It's about my self-respect. I decided I'm not responding to email past 4:30 for work. Yeah. And I don't. Sometimes, however, I stay up late and I work and I respond. And that's okay too. However, I communicate my needs with my clients. They know I'm not going to answer past 4:30. I don't answer my text messages past a certain time. And usually I don't answer my text messages at all. I redirect it to email. But you go first. You set the standards. You set the standards of how you want to be treated. You set the standards of the things you want in your life because you get to do it. But how do you do that? You follow through. If someone approaches you and you're in the middle of, let's say, studying for an exam and say, hey, let's go grab a drink. Instead of you feeling bad, Follow through and say, no, I have to stay home. Why? But you're such a party pooper. Okay. No, I can't. Follow through your boundaries. Don't feel bad. Don't feel shame. Don't feel guilt. Don't say yes to things that do not make you happy. Don't say yes to helping someone move out of obligation. Say yes because you truly want to do it. Say yes because you really want to help. Don't say yes because, well, last year they helped me move, so now I have to. No, you don't have to. We don't do things so we could expect something back. We do things because we open our heart and just giving. So follow through your boundaries. So let's recap. Today we're talking about setting boundaries because Goddess, stand your ground. Set the standards. Set the standards of your life, how you want to be treated by your spouse, by your dates, by your friends, by your family, by your children. Yes, you are allowed to set boundaries even with your children. Okay? How do you do that? Be honest, be clear. After you're honest and be clear and you stand in who you are and the boundaries you set for yourself because you resonate with every single one of them, because all of them ring in every fiber of your body, then you communicate them with others. Communicate your needs. What is it that you need? Okay? Because then when you don't communicate what you need, you get so resentful. We get so angry. She did not give me the space. Did you communicate it that you needed space? One thing about the feminine energy, women, is communicate your needs. No one is a mind reader. Okay? If you've heard that people are going to just be here to read your mind, like, throw that out the window. No one is a mind reader. Communicate your needs. Communicate. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. People want to hear your needs. So communicate them. Communicate with your children. When I'm awake and I'm grumpy, and like my child wants to talk to me, and I said, give me 5 minutes. I just need 5 minutes. Thank you. That's it. That's it. You get to set the standards. And then stop explaining why. Stop giving explanation of why you can't do something. Stop giving explanation why you don't kiss on the first date. Stop giving explanation of why you don't text past 11 p.m. Stop giving explanation why you need 5 minutes. Stop giving explanation of why you need to meditate in the morning and you need to be alone for it. Stop. You do not owe anyone an explanation. So I am giving you permission if that's what you need. I'm giving you permission to stop explaining yourself to other people. A no is a no. A yes is a yes. No need to explain the reason why. And then the last one is follow through. Follow through your words. Respect yourself enough to say, no, this does not align with me physically, emotionally, and mentally. And I have placed this boundary here in place so I could avoid burnout, so I could be more confident in my decision, so I could be happier, so I could help promote my autonomy. And if I don't follow through, am I doing that? I gave my words. I said I was going to do this. If I don't follow through, am I respecting my own boundaries? Because, honey, if you don't respect your own boundaries, no one else will. No one else will. So set boundaries with yourself first. and then set boundaries with others and follow through. All right, goddesses. I hope today resonated with you. Thank you for joining me, and I can't wait to come back and chat with you more. Thank you for coming again. Share with your friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.